இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ் நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட், ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி, இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல, இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி, உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன், உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சி உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட், ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி, இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல, இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனாலும் ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சி உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சி உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க.
Starting things off over there, Galaxy have won the toss and decided to bat first. That's what's surprising me. In previous 2 games, Sandy once won the toss, decided to bowl first. The second time they lost the toss, they were pushed to bat first. But even in that toss, Sandy told me that he was also planning to bowl first. But all of a sudden in today's game, they've changed their decisions to bat first, which is quite interesting. And the wicket is transforming. That is, to be very honest, that is impacting the game. As this wicket now suits the first batter as well. Especially if we have more finger spinners, we'll be having much of good advantage to play in these conditions. Kanchi Invaders have won their first game. Still behind Trichy Rockfort Riders in terms of run rate. Trichy were 0.294 and Kanchi were 0.201. So this is going to be the game that's going to decide whether they could be able to move forward onto the second position or not for Kanchi. in case if this game goes out of Conchi's hands, then eventually Grand Galaxy Arielu will seal his spot into the qualifier one along with Trichy Rockford Riders. So far it's pretty decent over. 4 for no loss after 1. New bowler Satish, the new bowler as it seems, but actually it is Yuvraj. We've seen him performing well in previous game. 3 wickets for him in the match against Kovai Thunders. The beauty about his bowling is that with the kind of pace he bowls, generates an express pace that turns out to be an unplayable ball. But whereas for batters like Muttarasu, especially for Sunmaker, when you have pace on the ball, they'll enjoy batting. Catches the call as it eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Exceptional stroke making. This is what I've been speaking about. If you generate pace, you have to be precise on your line and length. Pace alone can't help with such batters. Especially with Muttarasu, if you do mistakes, he'll straight away punish you. And Sunmaker is a very good timer of the ball. He needs pace on the ball so that he could just time the ball towards the boundary ropes. That's high in the air as it goes past the mid-off fielder and eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Turns out to be a huge one. A maximum from Muttarasu. As the fielders went in search of the ball, discussions in between Muttarasu trying to take care of the run rate. That gives some breathing space for Sunmaker to adapt to the conditions. Sometimes a good batter needs such partner who could take care of the run rate so that this good batter could take along some time to make it as a longer innings. Shadow practice on visualization as a long for a cricketer. Had an opportunity to have a chat with Muttarasu after the completion of previous day's game. Though he had good numbers as an opener, he did quite a bit as an opener in the first game. He is not satisfied with his performance. He wanted to be a longer innings. He wants his hand-eye coordination to be more precise. There shouldn't be any hesitation. While watching the ball, the mind should automatically go on to the shot selection. So he will surely plan to go on to play longer innings. Though you want the game as an individual, you need some validation as a cricketer. You need some point to prove. That's what they are trying to do. Solidity comes into play, playing on top of the ball. Top quality cricketer. A classy batting style and a good timer of the ball. Sunmaker have the potential to score even a century on a T20 cricket. He is one among the top run getters. He is one among the prime batters of para cricket in 2020s. Catch was the call as that fell short. The opposition even know the importance of the wicket of Sunmaker. They'll be very conscious on picking his wickets. He usually scores half of a team's total. He's the one who scores good numbers. Will be keeping the strike back for the next over. Single to end the over. That's 16 for no loss. Raja. That's high in the air. Catch was the call. Just for the time being, as it got enough timing, enough impact on the stroke, we'll be getting a couple of runs on the board. Continues up to bowl Raja. With just 3 more deliveries to complete things under control. 18 for no loss as of now. Thickish outside edge. No chance for that. Going for single. Miscommunication. As it turns out to be direct hit. But no chance of going for single. There shouldn't be any miscommunication out there, as both the batters are planning to make it as a longer innings. If that happens, I won't be surprised if these two batters bat together until the 10th over or 15th over. They have that potential. The team is expecting that from them, though there have been plenty of other batters waiting at the dugout. A role as a top order batter is to seal a huge impact up the order. Good stop again. But it'll be interesting to watch out for with the way how SPJ Suresh is going to bring up that impact in this game. I think being a left arm spinner brought in a huge difference to the game, along with the other spinners coming in action. That is what they've been waiting for. And Raja, as a top order batter, could create an impact. So that is a strength in this team. All they need is to beat Arielu to be at the top of the table. But of extra bounce. So far struggling here, Sunmaker started his both the innings with a boundary in match number 1 and 2 for Galaxy. Through the covers as the fielder chases down the ball. It goes quick and it reaches out the boundary ropes. This is something he'd been waiting for, Sunmaker. And now finally got this boundary. Moving forward and going through the covers. Everyone knows that this man is too good at playing through the covers. It's one of his go-to options, playing onto the covers. While watching him for a very long period, as time flows, once he got into his 30s and 40s, he'll start scoring into 360-degree angle. But initially, the most key regions were mid-off, long-off and covers. These were the regions where Sunmakers focuses a lot. So putting up solid fielders in these regions might give an upper edge. If I were the captain, I'll without hesitation go with the longest extra covers fielder to make Sunmaker play an inside out, or to restrict him from scoring boundaries early in the innings. As these were tactical approaches you could take against particular batters. Cheeky one from Muttarasu will be getting a strike back, Sunmaker. That's what good partnership is all about. It's not about both the batters hitting wherever they get chance. It's about one getting into a good flow and the other giving up the possibilities of him getting the strike back, playing that second fiddle. And sometimes if one particular bowler is doing well against a set batter, you have to take care of that particular bowler. That's how the balance used to work for the opening partnership. It's about the 11 versus 2. With one bowler and one wicketkeeper, 9 fielders sledging, talking and shouting something. All you have is that partner. Have a chat with the partner. Have a game plan. Speak about your weakness. Speak about things that disturbs you. And your partner will give you some ways to find the proper result over there. Partnerships are always having a huge impact despite of whatever the format. Single to end the over. That's 27 for Nolas. Continues up to pull Raja his third over. They desperately needed the breakthrough. Unless or until Muttarasu gets down or any of these batters go out, it will be really hard for them to bring on the spinners into the game. Especially now this end, Raja is bowling is where the end where SPJ Suresh have bowled. I want him to bowl on the same end. This is because of the luck factor, and sometimes the bowlers might feel the same rhythm as they're playing back-to-back games rather than focusing on the other end, which is the railway track end, which he haven't tried in the first match, the morning match. Through the covers. That's in the air as it travels. Doesn't have the potential to roll over the boundary ropes, but was ready to go for the third run, ending up as 2 runs on the board. Will be turning down over there. Will be getting a couple of runs on the board for that. A calm and composed batting display in the power play. All they require is a good partnership early in the innings. As once things got going, they can start explosions improvising the run rate and scoring more runs on the board. There are a few other batters waiting outside. It's not about the depth of the batting, it's about getting the right start. As with the right start, if it doesn't lose much wickets early in the innings, you can compensate well in the middle overs as well as the death overs. The possibilities of the bowling unit getting you under control will be very less. Couple of twos is increasing the run rate here. Oh, that's pretty close, sir. Quick delivery from Raja, turns out to be just a dot ball, 6 runs coming off the over, 33 for no loss. .33 for no loss after 5 overs. Now Yuvraj continues up to bowl to finish the power play. No signs of spinners coming onto the game, but of conscious efforts from Kanji invaders. That's in the air as it beats up the mid-on fielder comfortably. Long off chases down the board, getting a couple of runs on the board. Excellent running between the wickets. It's pretty important that these aspects must be kept in control. The Yuvraj have bowled with quick pace in the first game. The biggest plus of Yuvraj is the balls that skids onto the stumps. He usually have that strength of making the balls to skid onto the stumps. That's how he got 3 wickets in the first game. But now he's straight away trying those Yorker strong shouts. Onto the pad, says the on-field umpire. He says it hits the pads of the batter, not the bat of the batter. And the bowlers got convinced they won't be given wide anyway. That counts as a dot ball. But this length is going to invite Sunmaker for big strokes. Maybe those good length and back off length that skids onto the stumps is the strong zone of Yuvraj, rather than bowling fuller length or an Yorker. Much better one. And a conscious batting approach from Sunmaker. Not getting overexcited, not getting anxious to play big knocks as the strike rate is going down for him. These things will happen in tough games. You have to stay calm and composed rather than taking any wrong decisions. Through the covers as the fielder chases down, no chance for him to stop that, going for boundary. This man is too good at playing through the covers. It's one of his go-to options to play through the covers. and nobody could score boundaries with this ease like Sunmaker. And margin for error is getting reduced as Yuvraj bowled a decent delivery outside the off stump, and Sunmaker manages to punch it through the covers to get that boundary. When you have sweeper cover, this needs real talent. Glides it behind. One more onto the cards. There are no man standing at the deep as it hits the boundary ropes, rolls over the boundary ropes. Back-to-back boundaries at the last over of power play. Sunmaker showing some intent to complete the power play in a good number. 43 already with one more to go. Some discussions with Yuvraj. He surely didn't bowl the right length. It was not the best of his ball. As this one, most of the batters would have scored a boundary. The previous one was a tricky one. Still, Sunmaker managed to score. His best deliveries will be on the off stump, something that invades the stump but never lets the batters to come onto the front foot. A cheeky one to finish things off in the power play. As 11 runs coming off that power play, last over of power play, 44 for no loss after 6. Finally, SBJ Suresh to bowl the post power play. Catch was the call as it had been played through the covers. Getting the strike after a very long time, Muttarasu. But this over is going to be crucial as SBJ Suresh is bowling on the pavilion in, where he got 4 for 10 in the game against Kowe Thunders. Just the morning game will be in the same rhythm, but the situation was not right for them. It's a different situation altogether. Clean bowled as he got the breakthrough again. One more wicket for him. First wicket of this match, 5th wicket of the day for SPJ Suresh. One more time hit the off stump as Muttarasu tried to go for the big shot but got overexcited as the head tilted towards the mid wicket even before he met the ball. As this quicker one hit the stumps and gets the breakthrough. 45 for 1, Muttarasu walks back to the pavilion. Peter Surendra was the batter. And at number 3 for Grand Galaxy Arielu will surely be accompanying with Sunmaker to bring this partnership to the next stage. Especially if this is more the important phase of the game where 7 to 15 more batters might lose their wickets, spinners might get dominant and things might go out of their control. So all you need is slowly and gradually improvising the run rate and focusing more on the wicket column. That's what mandatory at this point of time, as this seems to be the hydration break. Starting things off with a single. SPJ Suresh continues out to bowl. Peter Surendra straight away got off the mark with that single, but this is turning out to be a dangerous spell, though Sunmaker is very good at playing through the covers. This will surely put them out of the game. Thanks. All they need is a good partnership, especially with Sunmaker. Should try to carry forward with the same rhythm he had by not letting Peter Surendra to get more strike early in the innings. Sometimes the settled batters might grab one after the other. Oh, that's thickish outside edge, no slips in position. But wonderful bowling from SPJ Suresh. 4 wickets in the first match, straight away playing the second game, but without any hesitation, without any tiredness, trying to bring it for the side. Another one gets thickish outside edge. This time it was a bit quicker, as the short third man fielder had no idea on getting this under control. Two to end the over, that's 49 for 1. Ramesh with the ball to bowl from the railway track, and they can use two spinners from both the sides, no left-handers on the crease. That could eventually stop the batters from scoring runs as well as control them with the wicket column. Did really well with the ball, 1 for 17 in 4 overs in the first game, which is the morning game. Might be trying to bowl the similar kind of approach, Ramesh Naidu. As he's one of those key performance cricketers to be out there. Solidity comes into play. Couldn't create much impact over there. Pulls it away. There is a man in deep, but this is a huge distance to reach his hands. 2 is the call. Bit of reluctant approach from the fielder that leads to 2 runs on the board. Now anyway, Sunmaker will try to maximize the numbers as they have to come out of this crisis quickly. Speaking about the impact of spinners in the middle overs, I'll still believe the finger spinners bowls at the right regions. There are so many wickets to be fallen. This is such a condition helps the spinner as well. I'll be expecting another 3 to 4 wickets before it reaches the 15th over. If that happens, Kanji can have mere dominance against Ariyalur. Much better delivery here from Ramesh Naidu. Will also push Peter Surendra under pressure. He'll be in a double mind confusion whether to take charge or to play calm and composed cricket for a while. Dot ball to end the over. That's 52 for 1 after 8. Continues off to bowl SPJ Suresh. In previous game, every over he got a wicket. 4 overs, 4 wicket. Will that happen today? Let's go wait and watch. As of now, it's been kept in control. Onto the stumps, much better delivery. Unfortunately, that kept the strike away. He couldn't bowl to the new batter now. Sunmaker is a very good player through the covers. He's a good player of spin. But still, this battle is going to be much crucial. Is it going to be SPJ Suresh versus Sunmaker? Wonderful venue. Turns out to be hot and humid conditions. Yesterday it was full of breeze the entire day. Not many chances, the possibilities, and no chance of sun shining. But today it's hot and humid, typical to Chikado. Oh, the line is going out of their control. SPJ Suresh must be very conscious while bowling to Peter Surendra. There shouldn't be any easy singles for him. The more you bowl to Peter Surendra, the more possibilities of him getting another wicket. Does it get things under control? it away to get that single. No signs of any wicket so far in this over, but still an economical over from SPJ Suresh that controls the run rate of Grand Galaxy. No. One more to complete SPJ Suresh. And that hits the pads and the fingers were going up. Gets another one. The one ball lift that brought in a different result, and the big fish is gone. Sunmaker it is. As he was not happy with that LBW call, but end of the day umpire's decision is the final. I was thinking about it. SPJ Suresh get wicket on every over he bowled, and that gets carried in this game too. 2 for 8, 52 for 55 for 2 it is Grand Galaxy. It stayed onto the pads. Wasn't having much impactful footwork. When you stretch yourself, you can confuse the on-field umpire, but without having footwork, this is a critical decision. Swing and a miss. Peter Surender and Arun Kumar, the new batter, came in at number 4. Sandy will also be getting ready as things are getting tougher. At one end, Ramesh Naidu is bowling economical spell, and on the other end, SPJ Suresh is bowling economical as well as wicket-taking spell. It pushes them under pressure. But over a point of time, this might turn towards the favour of Kanji Invaders, as the run rate is 6.00 now. Anything under 120 will be challenging, as Kanji have also have good batting lineup to waiting for. To face his first ball, Arun Kumar as a number 4 batter. 10 more overs in hand. Good opportunity to play a longer innings. Hope he's okay. Something on his back is hurting him. Batted really well, Ramesh Naidu, in the previous game. Bowled well as well. These are multi-dimensional cricketers, contributing in both the aspects of the game. Gut feeling says there is something to purchase in this over for Ramesh Naidu. As this is getting more crucial. The beauty about Ramesh Naidu's bowling is that jump before the release. Good stop from the fielder. Will be getting a couple of runs on the board and gets off the mark with those 2 runs, Arun Kumar. The jump before the release will be quite interesting. A typical off spinner's delight. He is a leg spinner anyway. Strong shouts, turning down the leg, looking out to be quite closer. One to end the over. Couldn't much impact over there. Dot ball, single to end the over. In fact, 59 for 2. SPJ Suresh continues to bowl 2 for 8 so far, and will be bowling to the new batter now, who's 3 or 4 balls. On to the pads. Up says the on-field umpire. Continues up to bowl. The wicketkeeper shows to bowl it on the outside off stump, as he had the gut feeling that it is going to be the batter stepping out. Good observation, but this is not an easy one to grab and hit. Arun Kumar seems to be a busy cricketer, whereas Pete Surendra will be providing a different approach altogether. That's quick running between the wickets that brings Arun Kumar back on strike. More dramas to be left when Arun Kumar is on strike. He'll eventually turn up to be the leading wicket taker too. 6 wickets so far in this tournament. Still holding on a bit. The condition are suiting well for the spinners now. As far as the time flows, as it is hot sunny day today, which also helps the spinners to do well. This brings more dryness to the condition, makes the condition more harder, which makes the surface to turn well. Not his go-to approach from SPJ Suresh. Punches it through the covers. Risky approach, but shows his soccer skills. To stop the ball will be just a single to end the over. That's 64 for 2. In fact, one more to complete this over. As it reaches out the fielder, 2 is the call. Ends out to be 2 to end the over. The streak gets completed where SPJ Suresh is not getting any wickets in this over. "65 for 2. With Ramesh Naidu continuing on to bowl 2 over 7 for 0. As the run rate is less than 6 runs per over, someone have to take up the responsibility of shifting up the gears at this point of time. As these 4 overs are going to be the most crucial in the middle overs. Right after then, the batters will start taking the license to go for big shots. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Arun Kumar is finding his rhythm quickly, whereas Peter Surender still needs some time to get into the rhythm. Change of pace is working well from Ramesh Naidu. When you bring more flight and slowness to the condition, that lets the batters to not score runs on the wood. Beauty is that they're trying to rotate the strike ball after ball, which eases the pressure out of their head, rather than focusing on one big shot and not connecting it well. That's high in the air, catches the call as the bowler walks through. He went out a bit under pressure to not grab that catch. The sunshine disturbs the viewpoint of the bowler. That's one of those reasons why he avoided the catch. High in the air again. This time wicket keeper under the ball, and this time no mistakes done. The batter has to depart. Arun Kumar was little desperate and wanted to act more busy and looking animated, and that leads up to him losing up this wicket. This was a slower delivery. Arun Kumar played it a little bit of early, and that top edge, no mistakes done by the wicket keeper. 69 for 3. That was the first wicket for Ramesh Naidu. Now Kishore, the new batter, comes in at number 5. It's not Santosh, who's still holding up his position, waiting for the right time to get into the crease. SPJ Suresh to bowl his last over. Another one hitting onto the pads, just missing down the leg stump. Sometimes when you overdo, whenever he tries to over quickness, bring out the over quickness or the over spin, it misses out the angle too. And the one that is being bowled outside the off stump have never helped him. SPJ Suresh should try bowling onto the stump line one after the other. That's the only way SPJ Suresh could be able to make it happen. 3 runs for that, good running between the wickets. That brings the new batter on strike, Kishore. Should try to bowl middle stump line one after the other rather than bowling onto the pads, which misses the leg stump eventually. These were easy pickings for the batter, as you can't stop these runs. All they need is one thing, that is being bowled onto the stump line. Glides it to the deep squalid region. 2 is the call. As Peter Surendra is walking back for the second one, good running between the wickets. A little bit of risky approach, but that pays off well for them. This was where it all happened. After watching that misfield, Peter Surendra straight away ran back for the second run. There is still an opportunity if it was a direct hit.
ஹலோ இல்லை முத்தர் சார், இந்த இது தண்ணி கொடுக்கறதுக்காக கேட்டேன், கொடுத்தாங்க.
We just want to get things completed. 7 runs coming off this over. 2 for 20 from SPJ Suresh. Still, it's a good spell with 1 more to complete. Goes over the bowler's head. Single to end the over. 77 for 3. This is how the wind used the impact. Look at the way how the trees were dancing. Since it is an open surface, the ground is an open area, the wind plays a crucial role. And that you could see the secretary of TNPCL, Tamil Nadu Physically Challenged Cricket Association. They were fighting hard for a very long period to get that recognition and the revenue pay structure to make it a professional cricket. Owner of Trichy Rockford Riders is in this banner. Is that you could see some shadows to show some mercy to cricketers. Sarguna Pandyan, the new bowler. Another left arm spinner into the attack. Bowls from railway track in. On strike, Peter Surendra. Kishore at the non-striker. Kishore on strike, in fact. Peter Surendra at the non-strikers in. Steps out and trying to go through the covers. That goes over the covers fielder. And no chance for the long off fielder to stop that, rolling over the boundary ropes. Playing some positive cricket here, Kishore. This was that shot. Maybe 2 for 3. Tossed up delivery that's been taken. It was the call from Kishore. As they're running back for the second run, chance of a run out. Go running between the wickets from Peter Surendra. Turns out to be a warm welcome here for Sarguna Pandyan. As the first one went for boundary, another one went for 2 runs. As this might also be going for the second run. Beautiful approach from over the wicket, or is it going to be diagonal round the wicket? It's over the wicket, in fact. Sarguna Pandyan. Running hard for the second run. Excellent running between the wickets. To end the over, 10 runs so far coming off this over. Smart batting. This is not even a single dot ball. 1-2 boundary, 1-2 boundary. Minimum 1 is there. This mindset itself will irritate the bowler. That he was expecting a couple of dot balls so that he could get motivated to pick that wicket. But that is not happening. Somehow you managed to get 1 or 2. Dot ball to end the over. That's 91 for 3. Nanda, the new bowler, into the attack. You've also done well in the first game, which is the morning game, not the first match of Kanji Invaders. Short ball offer, that's more than enough for batters like Kishore to punch it towards the deep mid-wicket region. Run out opportunity, that's almost closer. If it hits the directed, Peter Surendra would have lost his wicket. As that turns out to be quite crucial. That catch is the call. As that fell short of the fielder. They were standing at the 30-yard circle. Lucky runs here for the batters. Both Kishore and Peter Surendra. Doesn't take much time to settle themselves. Just going with the same flow. As it is setting up the tone for the batting unit. To the point direction. No chance of that being a single. In fact, that went for single. SPG Suresh was the fielder. Saves the boundary at the point direction. Ball after ball, they started scoring these singles, which eventually sets themselves a sure shot target of 150 or more than that. Strong shouts. And no chance of that being given as LBW. Leg by, says the on-field umpire. This is pretty much interesting to watch how things went so far. 97 for 3. With 2 to end the over. Been a decent over from Nanda despite of those extras. He's trying to control things. Clean bowled as it hits the stump. Peter Surendra. Finally, the wicket is gone. Nanda straight away invaded the stump. Peter Surendra. Intention was right, but he tried to overhit the ball with enormous power to the mid-wicket region. That was not working well for them. He's almost invading the stumps. Look at that shot. Heavy back lift and quick downswing and head push and tilted towards the deep mid-wicket. Walks back to the pavilion. Peter Surendra. 4 wickets down. That brings back the skipper himself in at number 6. 97 for 4. High in the air, and that is not taken. That's dropped. I'll put my words down, but that is a huge wicket. Santosh is a tremendous batter. If that catch was taken, Arilur would have been under pressure. But what made him to straight away go for that shot? Not sure about that. That's 100 up here for Arilur. 100 for 4 after 15. Ramesh Naidu to bowl his last over. Swing and a miss from Kishore, as it doesn't bring them the momentum that they're looking for. Economical spell, just 10 runs in his 3 overs. Steps out and finds the aerial route. 2 is the call from the batter. As they're not going for the second run, Santosh will surely target to go for maximums against this bowler. Final over for a spinner. Probably from this here on we could see fast bowlers like Yuvraj might be coming in. Santosh Kumar played well for Indian cricket team. Tamil Nadu has played para cricket. I can hardly remember his debut series against Bangladesh. That's the 4 overs, some 40 odd required, and he was the last recognized batter and eventually won the game for India. Multi-dimensional all-rounder opens the innings with the ball and finishes things, but this time it's not something Santosh Kumar gone out of the crease. That's more than enough for the wicketkeeper to pinch the stumps. This was that Ramesh gets his first one. That's clearly out as he's lifting it up. Walks back to the pavilion for 2 runs. Santosh Kumar on not 1 for 5 it is. Tamil, the new batter, in at number 7. That turns out to be excellent spell for Ramesh Naidu. 2 for 11. In fact, 2 for 12. Which is 2 more to complete this spell. He's one of those pick up the bowlers. So spinners were doing clearly well. You've seen SPJ Suresh bowled an economical spell. Doesn't concede even 20 runs. And now you're watching Ramesh Naidu, just 12 runs so far. It's pretty close. A risky approach here from Kishore. Go straight as the fielders converging together. Chance for a run out. That's quite good running between the wickets. 2 to end the over. That's 1 not 4 for 5. And Ramesh Naidu's spell is coming to an end. This was that one. Hope he's alright. 2 for 14 is the spell for Ramesh Naidu. ball. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get much control over there. Wind is a huge problem here. Even the systems are flying. That's high in the air. No chance of that being a catch as it landed safely and running back for the second run. Go running between the wickets. If something that Aryalur is doing well means which is running between the wickets, the way how they run between the wickets, they added almost 10-15 runs extra so far. Converting ones into twos, twos into threes. This is a separate ability that you need to transform to a T20 format. Good shot. Beautifully placed from Tamil. Yorker attempt from Nanda. Not a bad delivery, but this man had all the potential to place it at the deep wicket region, as it had the proper placements. This was the ball. Relaxed run up from Nanda. And a very good shot with bottom hand domination from Tamil. Another one high in the air. This time fielders under the ball. And that's been taken at the deep square leg. Beautiful catch. Not an easy one on hard, humid conditions. It's 1:20 p.m. in the afternoon. You'll surely get affected by your vision when the sun shines. Anyway, that's Nelson for 6. Tamil walks back to the pavilion. This was the shot. A short ball offered, got himself under the ball. Positioning was right, but didn't meet the middle of the blade. And that running catch. Excellent work at the deep. Yuvraj, it seems. 1-1 for 6. You could clearly see that view over the building top. The trees were dancing. Continues to bowl Nanda as the new batter. Gopinath into the crease. Swings and misses out. Losing out their key batters at the most crucial phase of this game. This might slow their process. They might end up scoring something that's less than 10-15 runs, which they deserve to score. I was expecting 150 with the kind of start they got. That's a tossed up delivery and no ball given by the leg umpire. We'll get a free hit for this, but the batter was going to get that leisurely. Kishore got up the mark with that single. Gopinath showing the signal to all of them on the ground. He's very good at showing those signals. His body language is inspiring as an on-field umpire. Now for a free hit delivery, will get extended, as that turns out to be an extra. The moment I've been speaking about, the run rate is going down. They got a no ball, they got a free hit, and they got a wide straight away. The numbers kept on increasing. That's high in the air. Doesn't get much connection. I'll say he survived the free hit somehow, and that is a run out opportunity. $116 for 6 with 1 to end the over. He's been doing really well, Nanda, but things were not helping him out as of his expectations. 2 wickets so far, but economy is something that's pushing him down. Swing and a miss. That's dot ball to end the over. 116 for 6 after 17. Through the covers. Well, that seems out to be quite good save at the deep. Couple of runs on the board as Yuvraj to complete this spell. Not a good day at work for this game today, as in the first game he picked up a couple of wickets, maintained a tremendous number, 3 wickets on his 4 overs, but today he went on to be wicketless as well as a little bit of expensive. Starts off with the dot ball. Yuvraj, the kind of pace in which he generates will surely skid on to the batter. Gopinath knows exactly on how these conditions reacts. Good batter usually. Swing and a miss as it goes past the batter. Will be a wide ball. About the bowling style of Yuvraj, it's pretty relaxed, and even at the releasing point it has a reasonable pace, but with the way how the ball travels from his hands, the resin connects. A short run up, slow release point, but has the pace in it. The way how Sunmaker defended it, the way how Gopinath is pushing it, you could clearly know how the pace is impacting the batters. Is extracting an extra pace. Cheeky attempt as it fell short of the fielder. Should have been a catch opportunity anyway, but that doesn't reaches the fielder. It fell short of him, unfortunately. Turning out to be a very good over from Yuvraj, despite of the first 3 went out of his control. 31 on the first 3. That's high in the air as fielders converging together, fell short of them. Good stop over there. A smart work to save a couple of runs. This is a huge ground, especially with the straight boundaries. That's why it's not reaching the fielders. If it gets mistimed, the fielders have to rush forward to reach the landing area. They could eventually place the long on and long off fielder halfway to the 30-yard circle so that they could grab those catches. It's not the first time it's happening. Plenty of times you've seen the ball is landing way before the fielder reaches out the ball. 124 for 6. .124 for 6 with 2 to end the over. Nanda to bowl his third one, 2 for 20 in his 2 overs. Probably Yuvraj might have completed his spell. So who will bowl the last over? That's what the question relays on. Pushes it forward. As they've been running hard to get that second run. Will be just a single despite of that being a misfield. Top quality balls were being used for this tournament. Tournament conducted by TNPCL. Swing and miss. That seems to be a breakthrough. As that is a wicket. Kishore's wicket is falling down. We've got to check back on the replay on how it exactly went on to be a dismissal. It hits the stumps. Yeah, as it's clearly hitting at the stumps and reacting as the direction changes. 125 for 7 it is. $125 for 7. A cheeky one, you can't go for that. As a new batter comes into the crease, Vivek, the new batter. As that's last 9 balls to finish things off in this innings. Couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Trying to swipe it through the short third man region. Through the covers. Fielders covering round the ball. Will be just a single. This is the 19th over of an innings and just 2 runs and a wicket on it. Nanda bowls an extremely wonderful spell. Thickish outside edge. Fell short of the fielder and that will surely be just a single. And just 3 runs coming off the over. That's 127 for 7. Now Raja to finish things off will be bowling the last over. 3 overs, 14 for 0. Good shot through the covers as the long off-fielder had no chance to stop that, going for boundary. Boundary to start things off in the last over. Gopinath just finally gets the connection that he's looking for. Was a full length, in fact good length delivery out there. Gopinath manages it to place it through the covers where two fielders converge together. Had no chance to stop that, going for boundary. As the scoreboard moves into 130s. Wonderful delivery, attempted Yorker from Raja. In a contributing performance, this is from Grand Galaxy Arielur. When you deeply look at the way how they performed so far in this tournament, it's not about one batter dependent side, though Sunmaker have been the lead batter for the side. He scored 32 today. Muttarise have also scored 18 of 12. Peter Surendra scored 14. He took care of certain phase. Kishore scored a quick fire 25. And Gopinath is in 13 not out. So if these batters putting up together, they could eventually make it to 130 now. Could also be able to manage getting more runs on the board. As this also have one side short boundaries. When he bowled from the railway track end, which is this end, offside is pretty closer to the batters. That's why this end had more sixers in this tournament. When he bowled from the pavilion end, this comes as a leg side for the right-handed batters. So he could score more of a maximums. When you deeply look into the railway track end, there isn't so much of sixers being scored by batters at the leg side, as it is very very long for them. Pitch number 1 is pretty closer to this end. So for left-handers, this is the right end. In case if Vivek tries to place it into the onside, he could eventually score a 6. Boundary lines are closer in that region. But Raja is not leaving any ways for you to do that. Except the first ball boundary, these were just going as singles. And 110 the over. 8 runs coming off this over with one more to complete it. Good spell here from Raja. 3.5, 22 for 0. Along with that, Yuvraj 37. SPJ Suresh pick up the bowlers 22 for 2. And Nanda 23 for 3. Ramesh Naidu 14 for 2. He's the most economical today. Catch was the call. 210 the first innings. That's 20 overs getting completed. 137 for 7. Grand Galaxy Arielur won the toss. They have decided to bat first and posting a total of 137 with Sunmaker top scoring 32 and Kishore 25. With bowling card we spoke, Ramesh Naidu 14 for 2, Nandas 23 for 3 and SPJ Suresh 22 for 2 played a crucial role. The wickets dynamics is changing. It might react differently compared to yesterday. So it is going to be an interesting battle to watch out for on how things are going to get spiced up. Stay tuned with us for the second innings.
நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி, இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல, இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி, இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்திருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சி உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல பிஎன் ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க. நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி கட்டிங் பண்ணி ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி இவங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சியை உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் பினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க.
Right into the second innings, Gopinath with the ball to begin things off, along with Santosh Kumar bowling from the railway track in. Okanji Invaders need 138 to win the game, similar to what they posted in the first game, the morning game in fact, but this is a different bowling lineup comparing to Kovai Thunders. Thunders were not having that potential to prove themselves in this tournament so far. Yet more game to be played for them. Good judgment of the ball. Dinesh DK and Raja with the openers. There'll also be other players to be watched out for, but Raja was a conventional opener. He did spectacular job in the first game, which is the morning game. Gave a splendid opening, power play runs. That's high in the air, fell short of the fielder. Sunmaker drops that, as it eventually gives a single and caught him off the mark. Dinesh DK brings strike to Raja, who is a busy campaigner. Will be interesting to see with Raja and Gopinath clashing up together. Raja will surely try to be busy. Reaches out the fielder's hands, no chance of that being a single, as these were quite good under control. Right-handers can have the advantage of shorter boundaries on the leg side. Wind is also going on that direction, so it's a two-way approach. If Raja focuses on the onside, he could eventually get some runs on the board. Strong shots running down the leg, says the on-field umpire. In the first over, 1 for no loss. Getting things under control. 1 for no loss. Santosh Kumar with the ball. Balls from the railway track, and now the offside is pretty close. Shorter boundaries on the offside, long boundaries on the leg side. Mid off and mid on inside the circle. The sweeper cover in place. Bit of aggressive cricketer Santosh Kumar. We spoke a lot about his potential as a batter as well as a new ball bowler. He's someone who gives his 200% on the ground, put all his emotional brain on control. The more he gets emotional, that's over the third man region and hits over the boundary ropes. Welcome boundary hitters as Dinesh DK gets his first boundary. As this was a back of length delivery ball way outside the off stump. That is more than enough for the batter to punch it away. With that bottom hand domination, third man are standing fine as he had no idea how to stop that going for boundary. Thanks to K. N. Nehru, Minister of Tamil Nadu. One of those reasons to make this tournament happening in Trichy. Continues out to bowl Santosh Kumar. Much better delivery. This is what I've been speaking about. Though they get a cheeky single for this good stop from the fielder. Every single time when things go out of his control, if he concedes a boundary, he never likes to concede a boundary. He never likes to lose a game. He'll get more of emotional. The more he gets emotional, the better he will perform. Which is not a regular thing for any cricketers. Even experts won't suggest cricketers to be emotional. But whereas for such cricketers like Santosh Kumar, the more he gets emotional, the more potential he could unleash out of him. So, the ball that is going to be bowled after boundary will be the best ball of Santosh Kumar. Never mind scoring against him, but be very careful after the next ball. Cuts it away. As there was a fielder, but no chance for him to stop that. Boundary again. One more time, bowled a back of line delivery. This time Raja punches it in front of square. There was a deep point fielder, but he had no chance to stop that going for boundary. Playing it late and slicing it behind is one form of playing cut shot, but this one, having full control and hitting it on top of the ball, delightful stroke making, not everyone's cup of tea. This is what I mentioned. The ball after boundary will be more aggressive, which brings out the complete potential of Santosh Kumar. 10 runs so far in this over. One conceded in the first over. The first over of Santosh Kumar went on for 10 runs. Takish outside edge. Zaid is the third man in position. Ending the over. It's completed 12 for no loss. Singanamus couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Fantastic bowler he is. He's into his mid of his 30s. Was a married family man. You can't see that while he's bowling. He forgets everything and brings out the same energy as he was a 20 years old boy. That's the biggest speciality of Gopinath. His performance will surely impact his day. If he fails to perform well on a particular day, concedes extra boundaries, he'll never sleep. That bothers his sleep. That's the kind of involvement he has on the game. Though he's 30 plus, that's pulled it away. And that's more than enough for the batter to find 5 to 6 runs. Raja gets another better stroke making. Boundary ropes is pretty close and is then short of boundaries. That's more than enough. Back of line delivery onto the body line. Taking the ball in control as he pulls it away to the deep mid-wicket region. He's turning out to be the power play specialist, Raja. Straight away there is a fielder in position deep mid wicket and third man in position. Shot third man in control. Deep square leg long on in position. Trying to act a bit defensive on the leg side. Grand Galaxy Arielu. Still a bit of attacking intent on the offside as Gully in position. Going back for the second run. These were overthrows. There is no fielder standing on the onside within the 30-yard circle, which is more than enough for them to get things under control. Cheeky single out there, trying to contain things under control. 9 runs so far in this over. They have showing intent to chase down this target. All Arielu has to do is to bring some early breakthrough. As things were going out of the control, and the on-field umpire is showing something. Is it no ball given? We're gonna wait and watch as he's showing that symbol. Let's wait and watch on these results. That's a legal delivery. As this is turning out to be quite a good under control. Sliced it. Slice the edge that had been lucky runs for the batter as it reaches and rolls over the boundary ropes. Second innings. 3 gets completed, 25 for no loss. 25 for no loss. Santosh Kumar continues after bowl 11 runs on of his first over. Seems like he's going to bowl round the wicket this time with a short run up on control. Swing and a miss, but still generate the same extra power and the pace in control. As he's one among the solid performers to watch out for Santosh Kumar. Still to get the first breakthrough. Progressing the fourth over of the game. And the offside is pretty closer from this end, as we've seen Santosh conceded 2 boundaries on the offside. As he's bowling from the railway track, and it's better to bowl onto the body line, but the problem is two fielders on the outside. One is at mid on and the other is at short final. The entire left side is kept empty. That's how it used to be. Setting up his fielders ready. Santosh Kumar. There's one more match to be played. They have to hurry with their approach. Goes over the covers fielder, and that eventually moves out to be 1 bounce boundary. Top quality stroke makings from Raja, focusing on the shorter boundary regions. As this one bowled round the wicket, good length outside the off stump. One beautiful shot, one of the beautiful shots we've seen today. $29 for no loss. Things were quite good under control. Pushing out the back of length straight away. Different brand of batting altogether from Kanchi Invaders. They've been bowled out to 56 in the first match. Now look at their performance. Just one bad match doesn't decide your quality. They are the best example, especially their batting. High in the air, fielder chasing down the ball. Oh, that's dropped. Put it down, and easy sitter that would have been, as he ran and landed the dropping area,
Balls more.
but couldn't grab the catch perfectly. Lucky runs here for Raja.
30 partnership.
As the partnership moves out into the 30s. Confident batting this is from Raja. He's throwing the bat despite of wherever the bowler bowls. This time picks the gap and the placement looks out to be perfect. Good stop from Gopinath. He's one among the protectors of the side at the boundary ropes, but this throw is very poor as the batters utilized the time it took to reach the wicket keeper. Interesting batting display to watch out for. With the kind of batting that they're posting here, it triggers me to support their victory. But there is a lot more journey. There are middle overs, there are spinners, and there is to be death overs where all the regions the batters must perform well. Smart cricket all round. Single to end the over, that's 33 for no loss. 33 for no loss with Muttarasu with the ball. As it slightly gets the feather. As the batter is chasing down the ball, will be a couple of runs on the board. Pretty close to delivery. This change of bowling has been pushed out just because of one reason. That the rest of the bowlers couldn't consolidate with the momentum. That adds up to Muttarasu too, as it reaches out to the boundary ropes. The power play is still with the domination of Kanchi invaders, adding one more boundary to that. Both Gopinath and Santosh Kumar have tried their luck. All they require is that early breakthrough that brings out them to go with a quality pacer. But there are spinners out there too. There are bowlers like Vivek, Tamil, and there is Raj Mahesh Pillai, the left-arm medium pacer. They can trigger the batters to trickle down to get some wickets over there. Containing things under control, Muttarasu carrying a lot more hopes to perform well today. On the up says the on-field umpire. That seems to be quite good under control. Again, when you're bowling on from the pavilion, it's better to focus on the line that you're bowling. It's always better to put the line outside the off stump as leg side is having shorter boundaries. That's what used by both the openers, both Dinesh and Raja. 19 of 14 and 19 of 14, equally contributing to the scorecard. Couldn't get the connection better as he tried to swing it away, but the timing was pretty poor. Dot ball to end the over. That's 5 gets completed, 39 for no less. That's high in the air, catches the call.
இல்லை இல்லை உங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் வேலையாக இருக்கும்.
Landed safely in between the fielders. And will be getting some runs on the board. Finally, a spinner into the attack to finish things off in the power play. Will it create a change in momentum? Figure away, watch. That's one of those reasons why Grand Galaxy have always used spinners in this particular end. This end is the railway track end where the leg side is longer boundary, so the spinners could cope up with this end, whereas fast bowlers have bowled on the other end, the middle overs. Even when they mix with spinners and fast bowlers, they preferred spinners for this end. That's high in the air as the mid-on fielder chases down the ball. No chance for him to stop that, going for boundary. Good placement from Raja, and the scoreboard moves to 45. So far the domination continues as Kanji invaders were not ready to give it up. If they win this game, that's going to be more trickier for Trichy. That will push them to a do or die game, as well as to focus on the run rate as well. .45 for no loss, which is 3 to complete things. As it is turning out to be quite good at the control. 46 for no loss, which is 2 to finish things. Swing and a miss. That's dot ball to end the over. It's 46 for no loss. .46 for no loss. As Raj Mahesh Pillai, no doubt on this. Right from here, the pavilion end will be taken care by him. He have good numbers while bowling at this end. Picked up 3 wickets in the first game against Kovai Thunders, and was the player of the match for that game. Will surely be looking out to create some impact in this game too. Yorker attempt straight away. The desperation to bring up the breakthrough made him to bowl the Yorker. And Raja knows what needs to be done at the right point of time. Consolidated well in the power play. Now we'll try to push here and there for the next 3 to 4 overs. Or maybe if there are loose deliveries, he could eventually pick it up for the boundary. Saves 3 runs for his side. Couldn't from Peter Suender. On to the long off, chance for the second run. Couldn't go for the second run, will just be a single. Attempted Yorker from Raj Mahesh Pillai, as it turns out to be just a single. 50 up here with that single. Kanji Invaders looking out to be solid with this partnership, as both the batters contributing well with each other, with one dominating particular bowler and the other dominating the rest of the bowlers. You can see sign of pressure on Raj Mahesh Pillai to bring up the breakthrough. Cuts it away. No chance of that, getting a single over there. Taking things down there, 7 gets completed. 50 for no loss, which ensures that they were in a solid platform on a track of winning this target. Single to end the over, that's 51 for no loss. Vivek will be continuing from the railway track, and it's 51 for no loss. 87 more required of 78 balls, which is quite gettable. The mathematical possibilities where there are 10 batters out there to chase down this target. Pretty closer right from here. It's more of a 13 overs game where you have to score 87 to win the game. There are spaces left for the dramas, but still, it's really good batting display. Good thing is that both the batters were interested to play it as a longer innings. They got a couple of boundaries here and there, but was not satisfied with that. They wanted to convert it more. As this seems to be something that needs to be kept in control, as things were quite good, which released the pressure for them too. $52 for no loss. A cheeky attempt. Hope he finds the gap as well. Santosh Kumar, the captain, chases down the ball, but that eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Thank you so much, Mr. Raghava. Exceptional stroke making that turns out to be. Nobody expected Raja will play this shot at this point of time. I'm sorry, Dinesh DK will play this shot at this point of time. This is how you have to surprise the bowlers sometimes. With the kind of field positioning they had, there is a short third man, there is a backward point, and there is a clear gap over there. Choose the call, and they're running back for the second run. Balls were turning out to be rare phenomena here. With 8 runs coming so far, last ball of this over. Single to end the over. That gets 9 runs in this over with 60 for no loss after 8. Chases down the ball and it goes over the boundary ropes. This seems to be unstoppable. As Raja moves down to 30s, Raj Mahesh Pillai got the punishment. These are longer boundary regions that the batter somehow manages to score that boundary. Now this becomes a desperation. They tried with Santosh, Gopinath, 1 over for Muttarasu and Vivek and Raj Mahesh Pillai shuffling all these 5 bowlers while you didn't get the breakthrough. If this thought process goes on to the mindset of the captain, he'll start shuffling all the bowlers, he'll start trying all the balls they have. It's more of a restless process. Another beautiful shot. As it turns out to be quite good under control. A cheeky one that got itself better. As both the batters are tired because of the hotness, they were a little dehydrated but still fighting hard to get closer to the winning target. Now this tournament is seriously spicing up as every team is equal to each other. Continues out to bowl Raj Mahesh Pillai. Unanimous. A little bit of animated approach here. As you could clearly see the batter looking out to be tired. Raj Mahesh Pillai. The tense is still there. All he's expecting is that one breakthrough. Will surely get it down at any point of time. That's high in the air, goes over the bowler's head, and nobody could stop that going for a maximum. Huge shot that had been. A full-on delivery this time from Raj Mahesh Pillai. That's more than enough for the batter. Raja is sounding like a rock star today. Exciting batter to watch out for. That's 10 runs so far in this over. This was that onslaught from Raj Mahesh Pillai. And got into position early, Raja. And it straight away went over that compound wall. Some cramp have happened to him. These are very common. When you try to hit such big sixers, your core might get impacted. Thighs or hips might get cramps. And that's why it's always important to get enough sodium. consuming salt waters and electrolytes in a regular interval of time, which is also part of match day preparation. There used to be few cricketers, they'll drink salt water before the match day, the night of the match day. Most of the 40s now. Raja 41 of 27. A hydration break. High in the air one more time, and one more time it turns out to be a maximum. This time hits the building straight away. Back to back sixers here, and punishing one of the prime bowlers of the side, which will psychologically shake them out. Nobody will believe me if this team have bowled out to 56 in the first game. Everyone thought this would be the weakest side of the tournament, but imagine the kind of comeback they've given today. 16 runs coming out the over. Things got good. Some break in the middle. Took some hydration break. This have also been a rhythm break for the batters. This sometimes the bowling unit does. The batters going in a good flow, trying to take some break. Which was what exactly happened with the T20 World Cup final too. Suryakumar Yadav eventually took some break when 30 of 30 required, and that started breaking the rhythm of the batters. Straight away Klaasen lost his wicket and Miller couldn't make it happen at the end. Couple of runs on the board. Good save from the fielder, saves 2 runs for his side. But that's a tremendous batting from Raja. He's 47 of 28, reaching out his half century almost. But certain gaps are important. You can't just bowl one after the other when the batter is in good touch. You have to take some unwanted time. One more time as it goes over Sandy's head. He was not happy with that. You could see that frustration on his body language. One hit straight, the other hit square, and reverse sweeps in play. So both the batters were choosing their battlefield and playing according to that. .84 for no loss. Good thing is that they're running between the wickets superbly. Their understanding and running between the wickets are also quite good. Slicing it to get that single. After that boundary, Sandy started standing longer, which helps him to rotate the strike over there. 7 runs coming off this over, and Raja, the man in form, back on strike. Went back-to-back sixers against a medium pacer. What about the spinner? Long on and deep mid-wicket in position. Deep square leg kept empty. In fact, there is a fielder who also covers the fine leg. He's standing intermediate. Much better one. As it goes for just a single, will be 8 runs and 1 more to go. The batter was asking for extras, as that was not given over there. I think they've got completed with the over. That's dot ball to end the over. 10 completed, 86 for no loss. Change of bowling. Vivek replaces Raj Mahesh Pillai at the pavilion end. Will this impact the results? From this end, leg side is pretty closer, shorter boundaries, and you're using a spinner out there. Fielder chases down the ball as it rolls. Will not be going for boundary. Getting a couple of runs on the board. run ஓடுனாங்களா? Scoreboard moves to 90s. Just a few more runs required. And that's the first breakthrough is here. Finally, when Raj Mahesh Pillai was replaced by Vivek and Vivek brought in the breakthrough. That turns out to be 90 for 1 as Dinesh DK tried to something cheeky to play it at the fine leg. As that quick one hit straight away onto the stumps. This was that delivery. Oh, should have tried for a different ball altogether. And he also left the entire ball to go behind him, which is a risky approach. Anyway, that's 90 for 1. Good batting display from Dinesh DK. Coming to an end. Continues up to bowl Vivek. As that beats up the fielder, eventually reaches out closer to the boundary ropes, but not onto the boundary ropes. Sharguna Pandian came in and straight away get off the mark with a 2. Hope he'll carry on the same momentum that Dinesh left in the crease. Good thing is that Raja is still there at the non-strikers in, so the impact will also be there. Next starts pushing the batters to come back to strike. Wickets disturbing the innings with a clean see. Jerseys of players. Look at the jersey of umpire. You could get what exactly happening on the ground. That's 50 up here for Raja. First 50 of this tournament, TNPCL. A half century by an individual batter. Exceptional performance right from the beginning of the innings. Facing off top quality bowlers like Santosh Kumar, Gopinath, Raj Mahesh Pillai and Vivek. This man stood up for his side. Kudos to Raja. Last ball of the over. The dot ball to end the over. That's 94 for 1. Continues to bowl Tamil. Raja on strike. Squeezes it through the covers. 2 is the call. Can't come back for the second run. Will be quite good under control. Good throw from the fielder. This is the most crucial phase of this game where anything might happen right from here. Though they got a good start, if the wicket starts collapsing, things might get into the hands of Grand Galaxy Ariyallur. That needs to be kept in mind here. Continues out to bowl Tamil. Thickish outside edges. That is a short third man in position. Bit of struggle here for Sharguna Pandian. That shouldn't happen as Dinesh have maintained a perfect run rate before he got out. So that must be getting carried on as Raja is out there at the other end too. Who's maintaining a wonderful strike rate out there. To the point direction as the sweeper cover chases down the ball. Anjay running back for the second run. Excellent running between the wickets. Sharguna Pandian trying to pick some gaps and placement looks out to be perfect. Much better delivery. Gets a bit of extra flight and brings out the revolution onto the game. It adds more pressure. After setting that opening partnership to such standards, Sharguna Pandian might be struggling to maintain the same rhythm they maintain. Single to end the over. That's 98 for 1.
Jayaraman.
Strong shouts.
அப்படியே இருக்காங்க.
Continues up to bowl Vivek as this turns out to be the last over. High in the air, catches the call. 2 is the call from the batters. 2 is not possible over there. It's better to give strike back to Raja, who is a set batter, but was not given much strike ever since Sharguna Pandian came into the crease. Not a healthier sign for the new batter to face the long deliveries. He faced 8 deliveries, and within that gap, Raja have played just 2 balls. Catches the call, chance of a wicket, and that is taken. That's the most important wicket of this innings. As you could see, the sign of desperation from the fielders. What happens is, when you give more break to the sit batter, the rhythm gets broken. He spent a lot more time with the non-strikers then, and his rhythm got spoiled. And this is a complete mistime from Raja. Turns out to be a dismissal. This is what we've been speaking about. And when you look at the fielder's body language, the one thing he kept in mind is not to drop that catch, and made sure to grab it well. Excellent innings coming to an end. 51 runs from Raja set up the tone for this chase, and there is still a possibility of them making it 99 for Tortoise. Ramesh Naidu, the new batter, came into the crease. Did well with the ball. Will have to carry on the same momentum with the bat. Quote on the screen. Hundred up here for Kanchi Invaders. Now just 38 more required. 75% of the river crossed. It's just 25%. They shouldn't stop fighting, as that's the only way they could get closer to the target. Else all the efforts they put will get vanished out. Vivek turned out to be the game changer here. He dismissed Dinesh and he dismissed Raja. Both the sit batters were being dismissed by Vivek, as that have also been turning out to be a lucky one for them. Single to end the over. 4 runs coming off the over. That's 102 for 2. This is the last ball of that over, as the previous one turned out to be white +1, as this adds one more to end the over. That's 105 for 2. 105 for 2. Two new batters with Sarguna Pandyan having a bit of time on understanding the conditions, whereas Ramesh Naidu was entirely new after losing two set batters in a short span of time. It will be time for elevation for Kanji Invaders, but whereas this is the right time for Galaxy Grand Arielu to come back stronger into this game. They could eventually bring back players like Raj Mahesh Pillai, one who hit a couple of boundaries against him, have lost his way in the middle. Couldn't get much control over there. Tamil trying to push things away, but it's not working well as of his expectation. That will be white +1. These extras must be kept in control. That's where the runs getting leaked down. Sweeps it away. There is a fielder in deep and will be saving there, as that turns out to be just a single. This is pretty much important to pick some wickets in the middle overs. The biggest trouble in middle overs is the batters will never be ready to lose their wickets. They'll be more conscious on not losing the wickets. That's the phase. It will become more challenge for the bowlers to grab that wicket. It's pretty easy to pick wickets in the death overs where the batters will swing the bat. If two gets connected, the third one might be a wicket, as they will be ready to take that risk. Similarly in the power play. But when it comes to middle overs, this is a different pressure altogether. Anything? Goes to the long off region. Will just be the single, as things are getting quite closer. Extras and leg byes have also consuming a couple of runs on the board. One wide, a single, a leg by and a single. That's how it used to be. Score is in Nelson anyway. Picks the gap as the fielder in position. Will be just a single. Sarguna Pandyan seems out to be in good rhythm today, as he's finding it into the middle of the blade but not getting the connection to the fullest, as offside is pretty longer side for him while bowling onto the railway track. And offside is shorter boundaries for right-handed batters, whereas leg side is shorter boundaries for left-handed batters. That's how the directions are getting applied. As things were quite good under control, with one to finish things off. The 19 runs and 113 for 2 after 14. Squeezes it through the covers. Couple of runs on the board. Sunmaker, the new bowler, into the attack. Could have given it back to Raj Mahesh Pillai. Raja have lost his wicket. Anyway, trying to shuffle up with new things out there. Not sure how it's going to help them out. 23 required of 35. Getting closer to the target here. Kanji Invaders. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Come on. The huge impact about having this plenty of bowlers in action. Such bowlers like Sunmaker, who is having wicket-taking knack. That's one of those reasons why the skipper is bringing him out at this point of time. These were lucky charm bowlers for sides when things are not going on their favour. But he was a very good batter. Impressive performer, strong shouts, but no chance of that being a dismissal, as it's not given wide too. Couple of good deliveries from Sunmaker. Catch was the call, as it fell short of Mukesh. The intent was right, but that's a longer boundary region. You can set your field as halfway. That's what I've been speaking right from the beginning. Some fielders can be put halfway in the middle so that the opportunities can be grabbed at the right time. Now Mukesh is standing halfway. As this turns out to be change of batter. Ramesh Naidu, a right-handed batter, who will get his leg side pretty closer, steps out and plays straight. Will just be a single. 118 for 2. New bowler into the attack. Veeramani, the new bowler. That's 118 for 2. Last 5 overs. The most crucial phase of the game. Just 20 runs needed of 30 balls.
Veronica. அது ஸ்பானிஷ் படம் இங்கிலீஷில்
as it get things spiced out, which is going to be most crucial to watch out for. First ball of Veeramani. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Good thing is they are very good at running between the wickets, going out for that single. Now it's the game of Kanchipuram. If they lost the game, it's because of their performance. If they win the game, it's because of their performance. I don't see much of impact for Arilur in this game. It's almost packed for Kanchipuram. If they doesn't do any mistake, if they play with common sense, they could eventually win the game right from here. It's that simple from here. Just 19 of 29. Could eventually go one after the other. But it's been a long time since we've seen a boundary. High in the air, catch opportunity. And that fell short of the fielder. Sunmaker couldn't reach to the landing area. Two runs on the board. Typically, Gopinath used to stand at long on. He's one among the solid fielders of the side. Continues out to board. Much quicker delivery from Veeramani. As it misses out the stumps, adds one more runs on the board. Very good at running between the wickets. That's the only thing that's transforming them. Though Arilur have also good at running between the wickets, but Kanchi are way better in winning this game. Will be back-to-back victories for them if this turns out into their favor. In case if Kanchi win this game, the hopes will be completely gone to place pushes down there Veeramani. 1, 2, 3 for 2. With just 2 more to complete this over. Two is the call. And they are running back for the second run. Sarguna Pandyan is very good at running between the wickets. I think that is something that's kept on pushing pressure on Arilur. Chance for the second run, no chance of going for the second run. That is quite good under control. .125 for 2. 13 required of 24 to win the game. Squeezing through the covers to get that single on. And these were not going to help them out at this level of cricket. The moment he was worrying for that, the batters have ran for the second run. One more opportunity. This time it hits the single stumps. And that went on to be the run out as the fingers going up. Finally a breakthrough is here. A little bit of hurry-burry approach. My question is whether he completed the first run. Is it out while trying for the second run attempt, or is it out initially even before he reaches? It seems the first on itself hits onto the stumps.
அம்பேர் நாட் அவுட்னு சொல்லு.
Squeezes through the covers, no chance for the fielders to get closer to that. And that eventually goes for boundary. Great effort from the fielder. Tried his best, but that had the timing that it requires to reach the boundary ropes. Tamil was the fielder. Mukesh was the fielder. Good try, as the team is still having that united approach of not to lose attitude. But things are getting closer, that they wanted that second run for every time. Ramesh Naidu is very good at doing that. And it's all matter of a single shot. Just 5 runs required. You need one maximum. 4 runs required. Three to win the game. Swinging and miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for, as this turns out to be dot ball to in. In fact, one more to complete. That was given wide, just 2 required to win the game. As this defines the final moment, as the scores were level, 1 to win the game. Now last 3 overs. Single to win the game with Ramesh Naidu on strike. Been an exceptional performance from them. Been bowled out to 56 in the first match and winning back-to-back games, especially with this chasing a target against an unbeaten side in the tournament. Ariyalur have won back-to-back games yesterday. Kudos to the opener, especially with the way how Raja and Dinesh DK have batted together. And that's the final moment. That's the finishing runs. As that gets things completed, as Kanchipuram Invaders are winning back-to-back games today. This time winning against the unbeaten Ariyalur by a difference of 7 wickets with 17 balls to spare. Special kudos to the batters Raja and Dinesh DK with their special performances 37 and 51. Puts the opening partnership to 90 runs in just 10 overs. That set the tone for this chase, and Sarguna Pandyan and Ramesh Naidu have taken things from there on forward. Almost 8 bowlers are being used in today's game. In fact, 9 bowlers are being used in today's game. Gopinath, Santosh, Muktarasu, Vivek, Raj Mahesh, Tamil, Sunmaker and Veeramani. That set them under pressure. Unfortunately, Grand Galaxy couldn't win the third game, but still will be on the top of the table. Have been qualified for the qualifier one. They'll be playing the qualifier one tomorrow. But against whom they are going to play the qualifier one? That's the question. Kanchipuram at the second position now, but Trichy will be playing Kovai Thunders in the third match, the final league match of TNPCL. That will tell you the answer on who will play the qualifier one and who will play the qualifier two. Stay tuned with us.
நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா டி-ஷர்ட் ட்ராக் பேண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ற ஒரு யூனிட் தாங்க இப்ப நம்ம வந்திருக்கோம். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியருக்கான மேனுஃபேக்சர் தாங்க நம்ம யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர். இவங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட டீமுக்கான குரூப் ஜெர்சி, டீம் ஜெர்சி, கிரிக்கெட் ஒயிட், சப்ளிமேஷன் ஜெர்சின்னு எந்த ஆர்டர் நீங்க கொடுத்தாலும் சரி, இவங்களோட இன் யூனிட்ல இருக்க ஃபேப்ரிக் எடுத்து நீங்க கொடுக்குற கஸ்டமைஸ்டு டிசைன்ல உங்க டீம் நேம்ல, உங்க பிராண்ட் நேம்ல, இவங்களோட கார்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்க இவங்களோட பிரிண்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி மூலமா பிரிண்டிங் பண்ணி, கட்டிங் பண்ணி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஒர்க் எல்லாமே முடிச்சு அயனிங் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு 2 to 3 டேஸ்ல டெலிவரியே கொடுத்துறாங்க. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க நீங்க எங்க இருந்தாலும் சரி, உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். உங்களுக்கு கால் பண்ணி உங்களோட டீமுக்கான ஜெர்சி உடனே நீங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாங்க. இவங்க நம்ம திருப்பூர்ல PN ரோட்ல கரெக்டா நெசவாளர் காலனில இந்த பெட்ரோல் பங்க்ல மெயின் ரோட்ல லெஃப்ட் திரும்பி அகைன் லெஃப்ட் திரும்பினோம்னா ரைட்ல லொகேட்டா இருக்கவங்க தாங்க இந்த யூனிக் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் வியர் அண்ட் ஃபினிஷர்ஸ். நீங்க லோக்கல்ல இருக்கீங்க, நேர்ல வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கறனால ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துக்கலாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி அப்டேட்டுக்கு நம்ம திருப்பூர் பசங்க இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் பேஜ்க்கு ஒரு ஃபாலோ பட்டனை தட்டி விட்டுருங்க.